Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and part 12 of our How to Play Kill Team series. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be looking at matched play. So far in the series we've gone through all the core rules from part 1 to part 10. We've also looked at part 11 where we went through open play, but now it's time to focus on match play. There are three different ways to play Kill Team, and these are narrative play, match play, and open play. And each method will have a series of steps that you should follow, and this is known as the mission sequence. And these steps are everything you need to know to play a battle, and are included in that 4 turning points in which your operatives attempt to complete their mission. Before we work our way through the match play mission sequence, let's take a look at the matched roster. In a match play game of Kill Team, you can consider your strategy for every battle and select the appropriate operatives that complement it. A matched roster is a list of the operatives available to you for a matched play game, and rather than specifying just one specific kill team, a matched roster gives you a pool of operatives to choose from when selecting your kill team before a mission. This allows you to deploy the operatives that are best suited to engage in a particular enemy and scoring you victory points in a particular mission. A matched roster has got a few rules, so let's go through those now. All operatives must have at least one faction keyword in common. You can include a maximum of 20 operatives. If an operative has any war gear options, these must be selected when they are added to your roster. You must be able to deploy a minimum of 1 kill team from your roster. And finally, operatives that have the same selectable keyword, for example chapter, must have the same keyword chosen, for example Dark Angels. On page 91 of the core rulebook you can find the matched roster, and you can just photocopy this and print it out. On page 90 is a great example that talks you through how to complete it. And here you can see you've got 6 steps. The first step, you enter your name. In step 2, you enter the faction keyword that all your operatives have in common. Then in step 3, you've got the selected keyword of your operatives that have a selectable keyword. In step 4 is your list of operatives specified by their type. And step 5 is where you put notes for your operatives, for example any weapon options you have selected. And then in step 6 you've got notes for your kill team, for example requirements for attack op. That takes care of the matched roster, so now let's have a look at the match play mission sequence, starting with number 1 of the matched play mission sequence, which is where we determine mission. The players determine which mission they will play. First, the players must select a mission pack, such as the one presented on pages 119 to 137 of the core rulebook. They must then select a mission from that pack, either by agreeing which one to use or by randomly determining which one to use. Step 2 is where we read the mission briefing, and each mission has a briefing that details the rules of the mission, the objectives, and gives you a map detailing the drop zones and where to set up any objective markers. Both players should familiarise themselves with this information before proceeding, as it will give key rules for the mission and how victory can be achieved. In step 3, we determine the kill zone, and players determine which kill zone is in use, either by agreeing which one to use or by rolling off, and then the winner decides. The players then set up its game board. In step 4, we set up objective markers. The players set up objective markers in the locations specified by the mission map. Then in step 5, we set up the kill zone. The players set up the terrain features, and this is done by following the guidelines that you can find on pages 76 to 80 of the core rulebook, or by following the configurations specified by the mission, if any. When setting up your terrain feature, the players should agree on the terrain traits of each part, and if players are using terrain features in the configuration specified by the kill zone, these terrain traits will be specified. In step 6, we select the drop zone. Here the players roll off and the winner decides who will be the attacker and who will be the defender. The defender then selects one of the drop zones for their operatives. The attacker has the other drop zone. In step 7, we select a kill team, and each player determines their operatives for deployment by selecting one kill team from their army list. They then select any operatives from their matched roster to be in that kill team, so long as their final configuration of operatives match the requirements of that kill team. Once both players have selected their kill team, they should reveal it to their opponent. If a player's kill team includes a leader operative, they add 2 command points to their pool. In step 8, we select TAC Ops. Each player secretly builds a 6-card TAC Ops deck. Up to 3 of their cards can be their faction's TAC Ops as specified in their faction's army list. The remaining TAC Ops in the deck must be from their kill team's archetype, and if the kill team has more than one archetype, the player must select one of their archetypes to use. Each player shuffles their 6-card deck, then determines which TAC Ops they have for the battle in secret. To do so, they draw 2 cards from the deck, select one and discard the other. They repeat this process until 3 TAC Ops cards have been selected. They do not need to declare which TAC Ops they have selected. Now we're on to step 9, where we select equipment. Each player selects up to 10 points worth of equipment from their faction army list to equip operatives from their kill team with for the battle, following all rules specified in that equipment list. Once both players have selected their equipment, they should reveal it to their opponent, and after each game, all equipment is returned and an operative is no longer equipped with it. In step 10, we set up the barricades. The players alternate setting up their barricades, one at a time, starting with the defender, until the players have set up 2 barricades each. Each time a player sets up a barricade, it must be within 1 red pentagon of their drop zone and not on a terrain feature unless it has the insignificant trait. In step 11, we set up our operatives, and the defender sets up all of their operatives first. Then the attacker sets up all of their operatives. When a player sets up an operative, it must be wholly within their drop zone and must be given an engage or conceal order. In step 12, we look at scouting, and each player secretly selects one of the pre-game scouting options. Each option will provide the player with an additional benefit. However, it will affect who has the initiative in the first turning point. A player selects a scouting option by secretly putting a number of D6 into their hand that corresponds to the number of the option they would like to select. For example, if a player would like to select the recon option, they put 3 D6 in their hand. And once both players have selected, they reveal the number of D6 in their hand simultaneously. They then resolve their selection starting with the defender. The scouting options are as follows. Number 1, we fortify, and for this you set up 1 additional barricade within 1 red pentagon of your drop zone. Number 2 is infiltrate, and once during the first turning point, when you select a ready friendly operative to activate, you can change its order. And then number 3 is recon, and for recon you perform a free dash action with 1 friendly operative that is wholly within your drop zone. If both players selected the same scouting option, the attacker decides who has the initiative. If both players select different scouting options, then the initiative will go to the player who's chosen fortify. If neither have chosen fortify, then it will be the player that chose infiltrate, and if neither have chosen infiltrate, then that just leaves recon, and that would mean both players select the same scouting option, so again the attacker will decide who has the initiative. Now it's on to step 13, where we begin the battle. The first turning point of the battle begins, and in the first initiative phase, initiative for the first turning point is determined based on the player's choices in the scouting step. In step 14, it's time to end the battle. The battle ends after 4 turning points have been completed. If one player has no operatives remaining in the kill zone, the other player continues to play out each remaining turning point until the battle ends. And finally, step 15, we determine the victor. At the end of the battle, the player with the most victory points is the winner of the game. If players are tied, then the game is a draw. The number of victory points you can earn is detailed on page 93 of the core book. That now covers the match roster and the mission sequence for match play, so you've got all the rules you need to know to get started. So now come and join me for the next part in this series, which is part 13, where we'll look at narrative play. You can find loads of other videos on my channel for Kill Team and other games, and these videos include painting, deep dives, how to play, and many other topics. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you've got any questions, please add them in the comments section below. It'd be great to hear from you, and if I can help you out in any way, that would be awesome too. But thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next episode of the series. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'll be great to see you there.